Hello and welcome to Amber's Angelic Light and Guidance. I just felt guided to do a video, again, kind of touching upon the vegan food and lifestyle, the ethics behind it not just being about what you eat, about it being a mindset. Veganism is definitely a mindset. It's a way of living, and it just fits perfectly with being a spiritual person, being somebody who is actively connecting with all that is around and the energy that is around us, and being true to who you are within, living your life purpose, whatever that is for you. And for me, that is healing, that is giving readings, that is helping people in any way that I can. And a part of that is becoming very clear to me that I do need to speak more about my life as a vegan as well, to encourage other people to take that step for themselves. And I just thought if I maybe give you a bit of background about me and some information that might be helpful. You might find it interesting. I know you might not find it interesting, but it might just encourage you to realise that you could change the way that you've been living your life, and take those blinkers off, and start being true to the person that you are inside as well, because we are all essentially the same. We're all connected. We are all the same people, just in different vessels, in different ways, and living our own different journeys at different times. And you know, there's theories about parallel universes and time zones and all these things, and I don't think any of it is impossible at all. I feel that it's absolutely more than possible that there is another me walking around somewhere, another you walking around somewhere, and you and I may be connected in a different way in that other life. And you know, I know that past lives, I have spent so many different past lives doing different things, and all of this work that I'm doing now has come from these previous lives, and that's one of the reasons why I know that it's what I'm meant to be doing. And I want to encourage everyone to do what is their life purpose, because that's where you start to feel this incredible happiness that has kind of been really distant for a long time for whatever reason. You know, because we get kind of caught in this trap. I've been distracted by a butterfly in the garden, which is just lovely. The garden's behind you. Anyway, so we get caught. Oh, there's another one as well. We get caught in this. That I'm getting signs that I'm doing the right thing. We get caught in this lifestyle and this illusion that we are on this earth to go through education, get a job, earn money, strive to be, have these nice things that everyone else has got, or appear to have, or don't appear to have, or you know, some people have the mindset that they want to be bigger, better, you know, do more than anyone else. And I don't know, for a while I was caught up in that, not so much wanting to have what everyone else had got. I've not really ever felt like that. I've always felt different, but I was in the kind of trap of, I need this particular job, I need to earn a certain amount of money, and kind of, you know, I felt like money and happiness were linked. And although there was part of me that knew that wasn't true, because obviously deep down I've been who I am, I believed it because it's what I was brought up to believe, and my parents were brought up to believe it, and so on. And it's just kind of like this cycle that we've got to break now. And it's kind of like, we want to be doing all this meditation, and meditation isn't always what you think it is. So do look out for other videos where I'm going to talk much more about meditation in detail as well. But you know, living this spiritual lifestyle isn't just about being like, oh wow, everything's amazing, and just being like away with the fairies, as my husband might call it. It's about being in here and now, and being connected with everything, and feeling what you need to feel, and feeling what you need to feel. I mean, this is where I've chosen today the card Ground Yourself, and that is about being in the here and now, and feeling your connection to Mother Earth, feeling how connected you are to Earth and to nature itself, and to the animals, the planet, everything, the environment. And so I feel guided to not only tell you to ground yourself, which is visualizing your roots coming from your stomach, through your legs, into the very center of Mother Earth, seeing those roots wrap themselves around beautiful crystal in the center of Mother Earth herself, and feeling yourself really grounded in the here and now, but also to be grounded and true to who you are. I feel like they gave me this card today to discuss with you, because it is also about being connected with nature in every way, about getting outside with the trees, spending time in nature, eating rooted vegetables. Exhibit A, a carrot, and Exhibit B, a potato. So it's like, sorry, and you know, it's just about, you know, all these amazing things. So I've got organic carrots, organic broccoli. I don't think the potatoes are organic, unfortunately, but I'm trying to get as much as I can that's organic. And you know, today I'm going to do a vegan roast, and it's going to be yummy. And I've got vegetarian gravy and vegan gravy, and it just says vegetarian, but when you check it, the brand that I've got is vegan friendly. And I've got this stuffing, which I like to have instead of like a nut roast. Some people like nut roast. I'm not overly keen on nut roast, but I quite like the stuffing with a bit of gravy and cranberry sauce. And that's really, really nice. And I feel like cranberry sauce should only ever be with like nut roasts and these stuffings. It is a special one. I've had this since Christmas, actually. I kind of made them, I got them on offer and made them last. They've got like a really good date on them. I'll even find out it's out of date. September 2017, and I got it last Christmas. So it's a really good thing to have, kind of like, and think, oh, I want to treat myself and have something a bit nice, you know, rather than just vegetables with my roast today. So that's kind of where I've gone with it. So yeah, I just thought I'd share with you on that, and eating these grounded vegetables, these rooted vegetables, a really good way of being grounded as well. And I just felt like I needed to talk to you while I do this. So I'm going to just kind of carry on preparing my potatoes and everything, so that I'm multitasking, because I feel like I do so much and not get anywhere sometimes. So which I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. So yeah, so you know, where I came from insofar as, you know, in this lifetime certainly was, I was born into a family which, you know, my parents didn't necessarily, they didn't have particularly well-off upbringings or anything like that. My dad worked really hard and had, he had a business, and he sold up to his management so that he could retire, and obviously enjoy his retirement, which I am like, I'm really grateful for. I'm really glad that he's managed to do that, and that's what he wants to do with his life. It's not how, it's not necessarily how I, you know, would have lived my own life, but that's because I'm not him and he's not me. But I was brought up very kind of, I was very lucky insofar as, because my dad had this business that back in the day, because I am nearly 40, well I'm not nearly 40, I'm not 40 till next year, but back in the day, you know, there were different, you know, the economy was different, things were different, and my dad's business was able to, you know, sometimes take us with him on holiday. Like he'd do business trips and we'd have a little holiday, and we might go for a nice meal with the, like if he was taken out by clients or something, or taking clients out, or people were taking him out. If he was their client, then we'd get a nice dinner as well. So all of this, we were very much brought up. My mum used to do dinner parties, like entertaining people, for my dad, so that when he did have people come over from other countries, for example, they would come over to our house for food. So food was always a big thing, and I remember that food kind of did revolve, life seemed to revolve around food a lot. Like my mum was always kind of quite obsessed with food, with feeding me, with feeding all of us. And to be fair, when, you know, once she'd had me, she decided not to go back to work. And so her role then was to help my dad with his business by doing these things that she was doing. And she was like, she did admin and things as well for him. And she took it upon herself that her role was to look after us, and that's how she saw her way of looking after us was to feed us. So it's kind of, yeah, I was brought up with meat, dairy products, everything, obviously. It's kind of like almost generational as well, because that's how they were brought up. And like they were post-war babies, so all of the cream and the butter and everything was kind of seen as being really like a luxury to them then as well. I think, like looking back from what I've been told, you know, like my mum can still, like she could still eat butter out of a container, which I find quite horrible and disgusting, even more so being vegan. But even without being vegan, it's not something that would appeal to me. But I feel like it's kind of like, that's kind of where it blew up from there, didn't it? Almost like that everyone became more obsessed with needing these things in their diets and everything. And obviously we don't need it in our diet at all. We can be really healthy without these things in our diet. I've recently had I had a full blood test done at the doctor's, and that came back as completely perfect. Like all my iron levels, everything, all of my blood levels are in great shape, and I am, you know, I'm really healthy vegan. So I'm really proud that I've obviously managed to get a good balance in my food intake. And do you know, the way I do it, actually, I don't even really, I think about it, but I don't think about it, because I feel in myself, I feel, what is it that I need today? What do I want to eat? What do I feel like my body wants? What am I craving for? And I will always want what is good for me. So so I know a lot of vegans eat a lot of bananas, but they aren't, I have a latex allergy, and so bananas for me aren't good. I can tolerate them within other food, but not, I find that eating them on their own isn't great for me. So I'll have them once in a blue moon, and that's if I really crave it. So I must be kind of like deficient in the potassium or something that is really high in bananas. So it's really, but you know, I haven't had a banana in I don't know how long, and it's about having that, learning to tune into yourself and listening to what your body really wants. And because it was the more that I was doing that actually made me feel like I wanted to become vegan, because the more I was listening to myself, the more I was thinking, actually, you know what, I really don't want to be a part of that industry. I don't want to be a part of these animals being hurt and harmed. And as I say, even just listening to the you know, to a few things that I heard was enough for me to say, you know I don't need to be involved in this. but, and I said it in my last video as well, Cowspiracy, Forks Over Knives, and I'm going to paste some links in as well so that you can find those. And also there's another one which is a speech, again I haven't even listened to, so I really must listen to it, about being vegan. But I love, there's some more channels that I can you know, really recommend, and I think it's Vegan Spartan, Vegan Speak. They are really good as well, and just, it's just like really, it's about going on YouTube. Once you start looking at some of these videos, what happens is they just start popping up. So once you do a little bit of research, you'll find that things will start popping up more and more, and you'll get recommended videos come up saying, you know, this is like a vegan interview and so on. The street interviews are quite good. Although I think my husband was listening to one and he was kind of saying, oh, it's one-sided and all this sort of thing, which I don't feel it is, but maybe to a non-vegan it does feel like that. But all I'd say is watch the videos, watch these things. I mean, no one's going to force you to do it. And as I say, I didn't even need to see the videos to know that it wasn't appropriate for me to be living that way. But I know, for example, my husband still has no interest in being vegan. He'll eat a vegan meal, but most of the time I let him do his own cooking now because he wants to eat meat. And it hurts me to know that is going on in my house, but it's not just my house, it's our house. And you know, all I can hope is that one day he will come to his senses and start listening, and it won't be listening to me, because it's a bit like when your parents try and tell you stuff when you're younger and sometimes you don't listen. I feel like a bit like that. So it's, yeah, so I was kind of brought up, you know, steak like was a luxury obviously, but it was like I was brought up to be really grateful for the opportunity to have it, and you know, just like this whole thing of, oh, this is amazing, you know, like, and it's not amazing to be part of an industry, part of something that condones the killing of animals, the abuse of animals, and you know, milk is that they basically rape the cows, and that's just like, I just don't get it. I don't understand why we started doing this. Like, what happened to the world? It is quite upsetting. It is quite upsetting because you just think it hasn't always been like this. So what happened? Why? And it's greed is the answer, and people becoming disconnected from everything, and stop realizing the effects, and just, it is that blinkered view of I don't see where it comes from, so it doesn't matter. It just comes from the supermarket, and that's what matters. And it's not the case. We've got to start, you know, getting it out there more. So little things like doing these videos, and wearing, I've invested in a couple of tops with like vegan things on them as well, just so that I can try and spread the word in my own way. And that's all we can do. Obviously everyone at work knows that I'm vegan. Like everywhere that I go, you know, my daughter kind of says, oh, like, why have you got to say to people, like, be like, oh, I'm vegan? And I'm like, well, because I'm making sure that they know that not to contaminate my food as well if we go somewhere that isn't just purely vegan. And it's not about being like, oh yeah, I'm vegan. It's like, I'm vegan, and I'm proud. I am proud of it, because I'm doing something to try and change the world, to make the world a better place for everyone. And it's not just the animals, it's the environmental impact that all of this, that the meat industry has as well. It's like literally everything's being destroyed because of this, and we need to get that message out there. So the more people that do these videos, the better. And I'm starting to see that more and more now. The more videos that I kind of watch, the more I'm kind of understanding more and more. And I just feel like, you know, even if it's kind of like a case of just, you know, explaining a bit about yourself and why you've chosen to be vegan, you might inspire someone else as well. And you know, for me, I know that being vegan is really agreeing with my body and the way I feel, because I do have more energy and I'm feeling so much better about myself, and I'm getting stronger and fitter. I go to the gym, and as I say, I don't focus on my meals. I just eat if I'm hungry and don't if I'm not. And if and what I do is, if I'm not hungry, then I'm not kind of like bogged down in, oh, what if I'm hungry later and I can't sleep because I'm not hungry and all that sort of thing. It's like, no, I'm not hungry, so that's good. And food doesn't consume my time anymore, which it used to for a long time. It was very, life revolved around the diets that I was on and things like that. And as I mentioned before, I'm kind of like, I've lost about 5 stone since my heaviest. I did put on, when I had my car accident and broke my back, September 2014. After that, obviously I put some weight on because I was very immobile, and then that in turn didn't help my progress in recovery as well, so it's a bit of a vicious circle. But it's coming back off again. I'm back down to where I was before the car accident and when I was at my lightest, and all I've done is eat what I want to eat, literally. So if I want vegan chocolate, I'll eat it. If I want anything a bit sweet, then I'll have fruit. I love dried figs. They're really yummy. I'm not so keen on dates, but I like dried figs. I like the naked bars. They're really good for on the go if you need something, and like you've been to the gym or something and you need to have something quick because you kind of like haven't got time to wait to cook something. But if you're in that kind of rush as well, stir fries are amazing. Vegetarian, vegetable stir fries, vegan stir fries with just vegetables and rice noodles, I love. Rice noodles are one of my favourite things. And just, yeah, it's just easier than anyone probably thinks beforehand, because when you're doing it for the right reason, then it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of inconvenience here and there, because you work your way around it. And that's what makes it easy, your mindset. If you're forced into being vegan, then it's going to be hard, because you're not going to really feel it. It's not going to be, I just tried to slice my finger off. It's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be your decision. And when you come to your own conclusion about these things, that's where the power's behind it and the intention is behind it, and that's the important part, is that you have that intention to make a difference in your own way, and one by one we will all make a difference. It's the way things work, it's how things happen, and as I've seen on other videos, you know, one by one we can all make changes. And even if you just decided that you wanted to go vegetarian first of all, then it's a start. But start listening and open your eyes more and seeing what else is out there. And just trying to understand what else is going on in the world. You know, I don't watch TV. Well, very rarely. I spend a lot of time doing my own stuff that I need to do. Obviously, I work as well, doing both spiritual work and my day job that I have currently. So time is kind of, well, time's infinite, but it is restricted to a certain point. So, you know, we have to make choices, and all I can say is try to make your choices really positive, and just yeah, go with what feels really right to you, but do it in an educated way, and go with what is going to help the environment and the world and the future generations. And I'm sure there'll be more of these kind of discussions, but if you've got any questions or any thoughts on what I've said, or you want to ask me anything, then ask away in the comments. I'm happy to talk and to answer questions and everything, so just put them out there, and just sending you lots of love and light, and have a really, really lovely day, and namaste. Have a good one. Thank you.